We're going to be looking at what some of these Mercury dimes out there can actually be worth, what you should be looking for in your Mercury dimes that can give them value. So welcome back to Couch Collectibles. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. If you guys are new, feel free to check out all the other videos out here on the channel where we talk about rare coins to look for that you can go to the bank and search for, or even in your pocket change. So let's hop right into it. Let's start off with the 1934 silver Mercury dime. Alright, so there's going to be a no mint mark and a D mint mark. So the D mint mark is going to be on the reverse of the coin towards the bottom in the middle there. Now on the 1934 D mint mark, we actually have a small d and a large D. So here's an example of that small d, and then here is the large D. So there are two different D mint marks on those coins. And speaking of the large D, we also want to look for a repunched mint mark. That will give your coin a little bit of value. So we can see that there taking place. See that line directly above the D mint mark? That's that repunched mint mark taking place. Now here's another example of that as well, a different example. So always be on the lookout for repunched mint marks. I have USB coin microscopes available if you want to see your coins up close. Link is always in the description of every single video. So this first one here has a repunched mint mark that we just looked at. Now the coin is graded at an AU 55, so pretty decent grade. It's not a mint state grade, but good grade. If you guys are not familiar with coin grading, I talk about that in my coin grading video, so be sure to check that out. You know, the scale only goes up to 70. This is at a 55. So that's where that lies on the coin grading scale. Now this coin here sold for around $65. So, you know, nothing too crazy, but still, it's a $65 silver dime. Now if we look at some different coin prices here for the 1934, now this is going to be the no mint mark. Now even though it has a grade of a mint state 60, an MS 60, you know, there's a lot of those out there at that grade or higher. Now if you look at the 1934 with the high grade of a mint state 68, it also has full bands. So here's an example of what full bands is. You know, the coin grading companies, whoever you choose to grade your coins, they will, you know, put there on the coin slab when the coin's being graded if your coin has full bands. In a lot of cases, you know, these Mercury dimes are worn out and, you know, you can't really see the bands on there. So always refer to a photo like this. You could screenshot this photo. It shows you what full bands is. So 1934 full bands, it's got a mint state 68 high grade, only goes up to 70. This is at a 68, so very close to being a perfectly graded coin. It's graded by PCGS as well, and this coin sold for over $13,000. That's right, 13,000. So 20 bucks, 13 grand. Huge difference. And also another 1934, even at a mint state 62 with full bands, this coin only sold for around 30 bucks. So you see the difference in how important that high grade is. Even though they are mint state grades, they're all pretty high. But in cases like this, you know, you really need the top grades to have any real value. Now in 1934 D high grade, this is graded at a mint state 67 with the full bands again, and because of that grade, this coin sold for over $4,000. So let's check out these other Mercury dimes that are worth money. This is a repunched mint mark. These are a couple examples of a repunched mint mark taking place on the 1940 Mercury dime. So get you that coin microscope, you will be able to see if you have a repunched mint mark. Now also there is the 1940S, the San Francisco minted Mercury dime. Alright, so you can see that there's also an RPM here taking place on the S mint marks, so always be on the lookout for that as well. Here is an example of a 1940S. Now it didn't sell for a lot of money or anything, but it is that RPM, that repunched mint mark. This coin here sold for a little over $25. But if we move on to some more expensive coins, here's an example of a 1940 double die obverse, a 1940S double die obverse. So here is that coin. It is a 1940S double die obverse. This coin here only sold for around $48, so it's not super expensive, but let's seriously move on to a more expensive coin. Alright, so here is a 1940 that is a very, very high graded coin. So it is graded by PCGS at a mint state 68, and it has full band. Now because of this high grade and the full bands, and it's got some really nice toning to it, this coin here sold for over $9,900. Alright, so if we look at a 1940D here, now this one has glue residue on it. It only sold for around $10, but if we look at the same exact coin, the 1940D, this one here is graded at a mint state 68 with the full band, so it's in excellent condition. So this coin here, because of that high grade, sold for over $1,900. Again, if you look at a 1940S, this is graded at a mint state 61. It only sold for around $10, a little over $10. But if you look at a 1940S that's graded at a mint state 68 with full bands, this coin here sold for over $9,000. A $9,000 silver dime. This is one of my favorite coins of this video. Really some amazing toning on it. You see that rainbow there. This is graded at a proof 69. So this is the 1940 proof Mercury dime. Really excellent condition. Love this coin. This coin here sold for over $11,700. Look at this high graded coin here. Now this one does not have any types of errors or anything. It's just solely valuable because of a high grade. It's graded at a mint state 68. It is the 1941D. So if you're not familiar with the Mercury dime, the D mint mark will be right there at the bottom, or the S mint mark will be there right to the right of the E. So right there to the left of the torch and to the right of the E, you'll see that mint mark. Now this coin here sold for over $3,200 because of the high grade. Now this is what you really want to look for on your 1941 Mercury dime. Get you a USB coin microscope on couchcollectibles.com and you will be able to see your coins up close like this. Now you want to look for doubling. So a double die obverse, a DDO. Look for that on all the lettering as well as on the date. Now if we look here at this 1 on the date, you can really see the doubling there, and you really see it on all the lettering. I mean, look at the top of the T there on trust. Very visible doubling there. Now also look for that on the initials, as well as look for doubling on the back, on the reverse of the coin. So you see that here on the lettering OF, and you will also see that on the word America. So you can really see it there at the top of that R on America, that doubling taking place. So look for doubling, double die obverse, and a double die reverse. Now this coin here actually has doubling on the front and the back. So it's got the DDO double die obverse and the double die reverse. So because of that and because of the high grade, this coin here sold for over $195. Now if we look at this coin, this is a 1941. You can tell that it's been circulated. It's not at a high grade. It's graded at a very fine 35, but it does happen to have that double die obverse on it. It's sold for a little over $25. So you go from a $25 coin to almost a $200 coin just because of the condition of the coin. Here is an amazing and very expensive coin. This is a 1941 dime, silver dime, that has a high grade and some amazing toning to it. Now this coin here, because of the high grade, sold for over $7,000. Now for the S mint mark, there is a large S, which we can see here, and a small s, which we can see here. So large S, small s, there's the difference between those. Now this is a 1941 proof. Before we move on to the S mint mark, here is a 1941 proof graded at a proof 69. Again, some amazing toning to it. And this coin here sold for over $11,000 because of that high grade. Now, first, this is a 1941 small s that has a repunched mint mark. So if you want to see your coins up close, like I said, get that USB coin microscope. Here is a few examples of that RPM on the S mint mark for the 1941 silver Mercury dime. And that is super important, because here is the 1941 S that has that RPM, that repunched mint mark, and this coin here sold for over $480. It also does have that high grade with it as well. Now you've seen that large S. Here's an example of a 1941 S that has the large S. It's graded at about uncirculated 53, so it's not the highest grade. If it was a mint state condition, it would be a lot more valuable. This dime only sold for around $25, so nothing too valuable there. Also, don't forget to always look for the 1942 over the 1941 date. So I have a whole video on the 1942 Mercury dime. Be sure to go check that out. You can see that 2 over the 1, and you see how the 4 is over the 4. Really would love to find something like that because they are super valuable. Now also for the 1941S, this is one without errors. So this coin here is just solely valuable because of the high grade, and this dime sold for over $17,000. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I will see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.